Project 5, Page Layout. Let's look at how InDesign master pages can be used for laying out a 3-page spread in a periodical. The goal for Project 5 is practicing good design, but also using the InDesign functions and techniques demonstrated. I would not demonstrate a technique unless I expected you to use it. I'll open a new 3-page document in InDesign with Command N. The default size is 8.5 by 11, or as it's shown here, 51 picas by 66 picas, inches, picas, which is also the specified size for this project. I will leave the default size and facing pages checked, but change the number of pages to 3. I'll also make some adjustments to the margins based on my design plan. I'm going to make this 4.5 picas or 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. I'll ignore bleed and slug because this document will not have any bleeds, and the slug area is generally used for things like fold marks or instructions for the printer or publisher. If I zoom out, that's Command minus, you can see my 3 pages. Going to the Pages palette, again, you see thumbnail representations of my 3 pages, and you see my 2-page master spread. What we want is the first 2 pages to face each other, as specified in the instructions. The first 2 pages are pages 24 and 25, and the third page is 48. Page 25 will end with continued on page 48, and page 48 begins with continued from page 25. Now, if I drag this thumbnail down to here, the pages reshuffle and I still have a single page first, followed by my 2-page spread. This is what you would expect when creating a complete book or magazine or a complete chapter. The first page is always a recto or right side page. To get my 2-page spread first, I'll add a 4th page. Then select pages 2 and 3. And in the page palette options or the hamburger menu in the upper right corner of the palette, find Allow Selected Spread to Shuffle. I don't want it to shuffle, so I'll click on that to uncheck it. You can see there it's unchecked. And now I can delete the first page, leaving my 2-page spread followed by my single page. So this is 24 and 25, and this one will be page 48. Master page items. Let's have a look at the master page. I'll double click on this to go to master pages. I'll select both of them because what I do should apply to both of them. And in the layout pull down under margins and columns, I actually want to change the top margin to 3.5 picas. You can see there the preview's turned on, so it changed. I'll say OK. Now I'm going to do something with multiple columns, but I'm not actually going to change the column number here. I'm going to change the columns in the text frames. So what else can we do on this page? Well, we have to have headers and footers, and the specified header, I'm going to drag a text frame here and let it snap to my frame, is going to say cover story, and you can put that in whatever type size and style you decide upon. I'm going to do probably a lot of this in, I'm playing with Trait Gothic lately, so I'll make mine in Trait Gothic. And I want that probably to be at the bottom of the text frame because right now it's, if I do that, it's right at the edge of the page. Command B, text frame options, vertical justification. I'll say align to the bottom. Preview is turned on, so you can see that immediately. And I'm going to add a bottom only inset to make sure that it doesn't run into anything that I might have at the top of the text frame. I'll just set that off enough that it doesn't hit anything, and not have it too far out in the middle of my top margin. I can shift drag this over to here so it snaps to the other side. Actually, I don't have to shift, come to think of it, it'll snap anyway. Hold the Alt key before I let go with the mouse button and copy it over there, but I'll probably want that to be over on the other side. Page numbers. I could do that as what we call a drop folio, meaning it's at the bottom of the page with the footer. And I can use automatic page numbering by going to the type pull down and find insert special character, markers, current page number, and you see that shows as a capital A, meaning that this page is master page A. And I could drag that over the other side, let it snap to the margin guide, hold the Alt key and copy it to there. Normally both these things would be to the outside of the page. I could select all of these and change the alignment, and I'm going to have to go to the paragraph palette for that. Change my alignment to align away from the spine, and that aligns those to the outside. What else can I do here? Well, I need to have the date of the publication according to the instructions, and that is 01.2016, and the publication name A to Z in the footer. So I'm going to go down here where my page number is, and I can type in there A to Z, and those are separated by 3 spaces in the original text. I would, if I was going to do that, I wouldn't use 3 spaces. I would use an M space, which is Command Shift M, Command Option I. I'll turn on my hidden characters so you can see what I have there. And then the publication date 01.2016. I think maybe I want to change that to whatever I'm using, whatever typefaces I decide upon. Again, I've decided on Trade Gothic for my demo. And then my page number, if I want that to be in the center, well, I'd probably have to set up a tab for that, or I could use Shift Tab to force it over to the opposite side, or I could do that. Well, I could, let's see here. I could Command Shift T, set up a tab that is in the center. Looks like I have 42 picas wide, so 21 would be the center. Right at the center, put a center aligned tab stop. And then I could delete that forcing character and replace it with a tab. So I could do it that way. If I want to reflect that on the other side, I would copy this, Command C copy, and over on the recto side, after the page number, actually before the page number, I'm going to hit the tab key. And then after the page number, I will hit the Shift Tab key and Command V paste in the number. Now, this didn't go where I wanted to because I don't have the same tab stop. But if I Command A, select all, and then use my eyedropper to copy this, it will copy the character styles and also copy the tab setting. So now my page number is centered and my publication name and date are to the outside. That's one way you could do it. You might want, and this is not often done this way, but sometimes you see in publications, in particular, page numbers to the inside. So I'll paste my automatic page number here and hit Shift Tab to force that to that side. And over in this one, add my automatic page number, and then I'm copy and pasting it. I'm not just typing an A in there, so that I'm sure that I'm using the special character current page number, and then shift tab after that to force those apart. So I don't need a page number down here. I could, instead of having these together separated by an M space, use the shift tab to force the date to the inside. Over on the recto page, I would want that to be the opposite, where I keep the date to the binding side, shift tab, and put the publication name to the outside. Or you could do it the opposite way, where you've got the date to the outside and the publication name to the inside. You could put the publication name, well, the instructions say to put that as a footer, so we'll leave that as a footer. Okay, so that completes my headers and footers for this publication. And if I go and check my pages, go back to the pages, you can see there it is, and all master page items are locked when you're actually working on the page, so you don't accidentally move them. If you needed to edit one, you could Command Shift click on it, and then it would be editable. But we don't want to do that. I want you to use automatic page numbering, but also I want you to change the number of the page without resorting to editing here. How do we do that? The number that appears as a folio in your layout, folio meaning page number, this is a folio at the top. You could, I've got a little demo here that I already worked on to practice for this. A page number could be at the center of the outside margin. It could be in the bottom right corner. You could Command D, make that a bottom aligned, and maybe Command Shift C, center it in that area. You could put the page number, as I demonstrated before, in the bottom center in the footer. It could be in the top center. It could be the top binding edge side of each page. What you do with the page number is up to you, but I do want it to be an automatic number. Now, and actually this one isn't set up that way, but I will over here. So how do we do that? Well, you can change how a page is numbered. These are the physical pages, 1, 2, 3. So that's the page numbers that show here. But if I, on the page palette, find, let's see, with my first page selected, find numbering and section options, and use automatic page numbering, but start the numbering at 25. And I'm going to, as a marker, say that this is section A. Give it like A colon. Say OK. So now here it says this is A colon 25, A colon 26, A colon 27. And the automatic numbering that is generated reflects this new section numbering. If I want this to be page 48, I select what's now A27, my physical third page, and in the palette options, find numbering and section options, and start this one at 48. Excuse me, 48, and give it a B prefix so that I know it's something else. And since I gave it an even number, it automatically shifts over to being a verso page, because if it's an even number, it's a verso page. If it's an odd number, it's a recto page. Oh, it's 24 and 25. I seem to have made a mistake. I was wondering why I ended up with an even number on that side. So I'm going to go back up to my numbering and section options and make sure that I'm starting at 24, not 25. And now you see corrected. This is page 24, 25, and this is page 48. And I'll save this before I move on, because otherwise I tend to lose things. Save that to my desktop where I can find it later.